Have you ever wondered what's the big deal with a half tuck and how do I do it? And am I too old to half tuck? Let's talk about that. No, you are not too old to half tuck. But let's talk about it for a minute. Hi, I'm Dawn with Just Doing My Best, and I'm so glad that you're here today. I'm here every week with a brand new video for women over 40 and women over 50 who just want to look and feel our very best. And today we're going to talk about tucking, untucking, half tuck, do I, don't I, shouldn't I? Here are my thoughts on it. Tucking in all the way is entirely up to you. And what I mean by that, it completely depends on your comfort level, okay? So a lot of times when you tuck in all the way, it can look very professional, it can look very pulled together, but keep in mind, when you tuck in all the way, all of the attention is going to be right here. I don't like all the attention right here. I'm sucking in just a little bit here. If I don't, I'm going to have that little menopause belly. What do they call that? The menopause? Oh, I don't like that at all. And so I don't want all of the attention here. So I normally avoid doing a full tuck all the way around. Now, I see this look a lot, and I'm going to tell you it's not one of my favorites. Here's the thing about it, is it's kind of one side in, one side out, and, it covers up the bum a little bit, which I like. I like covering up my behind, but it kind of looks like I thought about tucking it in, and then, oops, I got called away on an emergency. So in order to get a really good half tuck, what I like to do is start with a top that's super flowy, one where I have a lot of room to move around. I don't like to do a half tuck on anything that's super form-fitting, and the reason for that, you'll see when we're done, is it's going to be a whole lot more flattering for those of us at a certain age where we're carrying most of our weight in our belly, in our hips and thighs, and our behind. So start with something that's super flowy where you've got a little bit of room to move around. So I only have about a hand's width tucked in right here. You can kind of see my undershirt right here. Then I like to pull out a little bit. Pull out a little bit of this shirt. I'm looking in my mirror behind my camera. I like for it to cover up my button, and I'm going to tell you why a little later. So you're going to keep pulling out just a little bit so this part right here is still tucked in. And what you're going to do is you're going to kind of get a V, okay? So it's kind of drapey here, and still it is covering up your behind. Can you see that? It's still covering up my behind, okay? But you've got that V right in the front. Now I've seen some of the younger girls, they like to make it really tight right here. You can see the button, and then a little drapier on the side, and of course the rear end. But let me tell you, for us, for me, at my age, because I'm carrying all my weight in the front, what happens is if I've got it really tight, and especially, have you seen that most all the jeans that are out there now are high-rise? After a big meal, that can make me look very pregnant. And that is not what I'm going for. So I'm going to suck it in a little bit, and then I'm going to pull this out just a little bit like I said, and I'm going to cover up that button, and then I'm going to create more of that V, and you still get that super trendy half tuck without exposing everything. Now before I show you a little bit of a bonus, I wanted to show you this super flowy top that I picked up. I wish I could link it in the comments, but I can't. Super flowy top. This just goes to show you could do a little bit of a tuck with just about anything as long as you've got enough room. I love that I just tucked in just a touch of it. Again, I try to cover up the button, and so now it just looks like a really interesting little detail, still covering me up in the back. I just love this. And see, normally you could wear it just like this if you wanted to, but just to make it just a little bit interesting, I just tucked it in just a little bit, just to add a little bit of interest to the top. Now here's a little bonus tip for you. You could absolutely do a half tuck with a nice roomy tee. I love a great graphic tee. If you've been here for a while, you know that. I love a great graphic tee, and I like to buy them a little bit bigger. But they don't tend to lend themselves to the half tuck because, remember I said, at this stage in our lives, most of us, not all of us, but most of us tend to carry our weight right here in the belly area, the hips, the thighs, the behind. And even though I've half tucked this, it doesn't quite cover up the behind like I would like. So since I'm not going to be able to pull off the half tuck as successfully as I would like to, here's what I do instead. Since I can't really do the half tuck and cover up all the things that I would like to cover up, what I want to do is I want to make this t-shirt look more intentional. So what I usually do then is I just take the side of it, pull it out, put a good little knot in it, pull it and loosen it up a little bit so it's not super tight. And now it doesn't cover up the behind, but I could throw something on over it if I wanted to, but I still get a little waist definition, but you know what? It looks a little bit more intentional versus doing that half tuck and it looked kind of sloppy and it didn't look like I wanted it to look. Now it looks a little bit more intentional. I hope this clears up some of the mystery over tucking versus untucking versus a half tuck. The one last thing that I do want to say is if you work in more of a business environment, then you may want to do just a full tuck, especially if you're putting a blazer over it, because the half tuck really just kind of lends itself to more of a casual outfit or a casual atmosphere. So I hope that you found all of that helpful. If you did, leave me a comment and let me know. Definitely like this video and give it a thumbs up and subscribe and come over and find me on Facebook or Instagram at Just Doing My Best and say hi. I hope you go out today and you're blessed and you do your best.